It is such a treat to come out here, and I don't know how many of these events we've had, and each time it grows, but I've noticed this year there's some new things. We used to have the Pledge of Allegiance, and we didn't have a flag. Now we've got more flags than ever, and we never had shade. I'm very impressed, and I hope that you've sold those chairs as usual, Howard, for a lot of money in that shady area as a fundraiser. It'd be a great idea. There are a number of people who are here that I think can lay claim to having played a key role in the start of this facility. We all know of Ernie in the significant role that he played. But I'd like to, before I present this proclamation, I want to acknowledge somebody who, as over the years, I think has been overlooked because of an incredibly key contribution that he made. And it goes all the way back to before there was an organization, before there was a course, before there was anything. There was a discussion going on that the Colina del Sol property would be a great place to host this idea of a Pro Kids Golf Academy. And there was a small group of people talking about this, but the problem was we didn't have any control over this property. It was a city-owned property, owned by the city of San Diego, but it was leased by a group out of Texas, if I remember correctly. And they had a lease on this property that still had some time to go. And at least up till then, they had shown no inclination to want to get out of that lease. They were charging not much, but they weren't spending much, so they probably were doing okay, but they weren't doing great, and they weren't putting any money in the course, and the course looked like it looked like a wild kingdom out here in terms of there were weeds all over. There wasn't any fountain. You got to picture this as it looked then. There was a shack that was called the clubhouse, literally. And somebody stepped to the line with an idea, and that somebody was the then city manager, Jack McGrory. Jack, raise your hand, because I want everybody to know who you are here. He looks tall enough to be Howard's brother, the only one out here. In any event, it was Jack's idea to send a polite and somewhat threatening note to the guys who had the lease that they were possibly in default of the lease because they hadn't been making improvements to the course like they were supposed to, and that the city was interested in taking the lease back over if, in fact, they weren't willing to comply with the terms of the lease and start investing a lot of money in the course. It was obvious, and it was part of the game plan, that they weren't interested in making any improvements to the course, and as a result, they surrendered the lease back to the city to have then what was the fledgling Pro Kids Golf Association come in here, take over the lease, and start making improvements immediately. Without Jack McGrory and without Jack McGrory's direction to the city staff and to the then cooperative city attorney, remember those days, we had a cooperative city attorney, Jack made this all happen. And it was absolutely, there would not be a Pro Kids Golf Academy if that step had not been taken. Let's give Jack McGrory a round of applause, please. Well, my job here is easy, and it's to present a proclamation. It recognizes the key role that Pro Kids Golf Academy has played in this community, along with providing the high school golf teams for, among others, Crawford High School, and their boys team was recognized last year. They were recognized in 2007 by the San Diego Union as all academic athletes. And as of 2009, 80 kids, 80 Pro Kids Golf Academy members have received more than $1 million in college scholarships over these past 10 years. The idea here was about golf. It was about how to use golf as a hook to get kids off of the streets into a productive program and to get a community to buy into this idea and to take over ownership. That was Ernie's vision. It has happened in a significant way, and I want to present to Howard this proclamation that proclaims throughout San Diego County this to be Pro Kids Golf Academy Day.